Alright, we're here for a ZWR draft. Um, Opened Turn Timber Ranger, not worth money, but it's a good card. And Inferno Trap. Um, yeah, I think I'm just taking the Timber Ranger. I think it's a pretty good creature. The format with when you add R, I mean, I guess allies get a little worse because they're not there in the third pack. That doesn't mean they're not good. They're still, I mean, the ones that are, like this guy's good on his own without any other allies, and just gets better as you add allies. I mean, losing a pack of allies, still, this guy's still pretty good. Inferno Trap, also good, but we're gonna go with this guy, the power. Few options here. Gatekeeper. If I took a black card, then I'd be fine moving in with this Gatekeeper, but I think we just want this Journey to Nowhere. Green-white, maybe not the greatest archetype. I could grab Grazing Gladeheart, which is also a good card, but I think Journey's good enough removal. Playing green, I can possibly find ways to splash. For example, Harrow. Other than Harrow, there's Step Links and Grappling Hook. I know some people do like Grappling Hook. I'm not one of those people. I think 4 to play, 4 to equip for an effect that doesn't necessarily uh, even do that much. I mean, probably you're probably picking off a creature a turn, but I think I think if they have removal or bounce, you're in big trouble, especially because of you know, how aggressive at least the first two packs are, and there's plenty of aggressive cards in the third pack too. Although I certainly think that adding ROE to the equation has slowed things down. So Hookmaster is really good. Plated Geopede is also really good. There's also, we can just grab Baloth, but we do have a white card here. Maybe going green-white isn't the worst, and we have Harrow to splash off-color removal. Just Plated Geopede's probably better, maybe. It's close. I think it's actually close. Plated Geopede's probably a little bit better, but because we already have a white card here, I don't know if we want to go red. Oh, and well, we would have been rewarded with the second Geopede. At this point, do we take the Geopede? Probably not. We can probably just grab this Baloth. Damn. Wish I took that first Geopede. We'll just grab the vines and be done with it. Alright, I'll take the Step Links here. There's also Orange Recluse, and this is chosen, but Step Links is pretty good. And they're a decent red card. Would have been okay if we moved to red, but we're still okay now. Actually, Predatory Urge is a pretty good card. We're gonna grab that and be pretty pleased, especially since we are green-white. I mean, having random removal is pretty good. This pack's empty. We will take. Sometimes you play against like a mono red deck, although I think that. Oh, actually, it's still probably decent with RE. I think the best card in all three sets right now, best common at least, is Stagger Shock, which was pretty nutty in between the two. Yeah, we're gonna take this Larva, which was pretty nutty in just triple ROE, but uh, it wasn't always just completely ridiculous because some archetypes in that format were just based on playing huge guys. But now with man, Scatter Sculpt, we still have good green cards. So green, I mean, green's definitely open, but maybe green red we would have been slightly better off in green red. Recluse or Silhouette. I think we'll take the Recluse. But yeah, now with Zendikar and Worldwake, where like so many creatures that people are going to be playing and taking highly are X1s and X2s. Stagger Shock is just a nutty 2-for-1. It's not just a 2-for-1. It's 2-for-1 that's getting you like two really good creatures most of the time. So this is way worse than what's the new one called? And that one's not even playable all the time. I think it's playable at 16 plus creatures. This one, how many creatures would this take to be playable? Way too many. Right, this is going by. So we have Refraction Trap. Another red card would have been pretty good too, but Refraction Trap is certainly not bad. So we're gonna grab that here. Apex Hawks. I guess Arbor Elf, that might wheel though. Tuk Scrapper to go with our Turntimber Ranger. Hopefully we can find something to go with our Turntimber Ranger. We have not one extra ally. This pack looks really bad. We can just grab this Marsh Threader. Marsh Threader or Groundswell, both are fine. I think I'm going to just grab a 2-drop. We don't have any 2-drop creatures. Few good options here. We've got Explore, which I'm gonna, and Loam Line and Fledgling Griffin. I'm gonna grab the Griffin here, and we're gonna hope we wheel this Loam Line. I mean, if there's nobody else green-white, which seems reasonably likely, we have a good chance at wheeling that, and it would be pretty good in the deck. Okay, here it's Lodestone Golem or Lightkeeper of Emeria. Which one do we want? Rune Ghost is also not bad. But not better than these guys. I think I just like the Golem. He's pretty huge. Like a 5/3 is pretty big, especially since it slows down. Like the extra ability is definitely in your favor. I mean, regardless of whether you're running artifacts or not, because you just played a 5/3. So I mean, most of the time, after playing a 5/3 on turn 4, you're gonna be ahead on the board. And so making all spells more expensive is in your favor. We're going to grab another Griffin here. Get a nice array of aggressive 2-drops. So, I mean, you've got a pretty aggressive deck so far. Don't have anything to go with the Apprentice. Dread Statuary would be playable to be sure. Otherwise, we can take a trade win so we maybe can splash. Or we can take a Colony Garden. But I think we're going to grab this Statuary. Do we take the Tectonic Edge for... it might even be worth a ticket. Or the Colony Garden. Well, I guess we're going to grab the Colony Garden. It's playable on our deck. There's reasons to splash for red if we open some red removal, so... And this would be decent for... even if we don't splash, this might be decent in the deck, so we're going to grab that. These packs sort of started getting empty. Oh, this is a good guy, though. Snapping Creeper. I don't remember where the Loam Line. I think it's supposed to be next pack. Here we're going to grab the Walking Atlas, but it doesn't look too good in our deck. Oh, no, I think this is the pack, and we didn't get it back, unfortunately. Grab a Nature's Claim for the sideboard. I don't know how many Colony's Garden I'd want to run. We didn't see a single on-color ally. Like, are we getting cut by green-white allies, or what's going on? It's okay. I mean, this guy's still, what, he's a 3/3 and a 2/2 for 5. It's still decent. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. Random 2/1. Stomper Cub might be okay. Cleaver, meh. 5 to equip. We do have a few evasive guys, but that's expensive. This guy's not so good. Could just grab the Growth Spasm. Or we can splash this Vendetta. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the Vendetta and potentially splash it. Alright, so we've got a few choices here. We've got Pelakka Wurm, which is pretty huge and still good. I mean, obviously it's a little bit worse in this format because than it is in ROE, because it's the format's a little bit faster than it was in Triple R. There's also Wild Heart Invoker and Aura Gnarlid, which is still going to be okay, this guy. And Wild Heart Invoker is still pretty good. I mean, it's 4/3 for 4, and then late in the game, it's when you get to 8 mana, you win, pretty much. Huh. I'm going to take this guy. Well, I think it's close between that and the Pelakka Wurm. Well, it's close between all three, but I definitely prefer this. I definitely prefer this guy to the other options. Beastbreaker Valaged is going to be pretty good. Ondu Giant would be okay as well, but definitely taking this guy. Pretty solid 2-drop, regardless of the format you're playing. only afterward I'll damage. I see. I think I prefer the Undo Giant or the Stomper Club. I think I'm just taking the Giant here. Definitely replace this Pillar Field Ox. Alright, so Praise Vengeance is an alright trick. No, this guy's not going to cut it. I can take a Puncturing Light, but it has to be attacking or blocking. Spider Armor's Umbra is okay. And the armors in general are okay. I'm just taking the trick here. Ooh, got a Lacquer Worm anyway. Otherwise, Evolving Wilds would probably be the pick. Here, I think it's Survival Cache. That's, yeah, the easy pick. Otherwise, I can take like a Frost Wind Invoker and try to get greedy with the splashes. I don't see any reason to get greedy with splashes, though. We've got a Harrow and a Giant, but I mean, I think our deck is pretty good. We've got the Vendetta, which is a decent splash. And it's not like, oh, it's got a slightly interrupt. Yeah, there we're back. Okay, I got a little interrupted because I ran out of space in my hard drive. Don't ask me how that happens, but these Camtasia recordings take up quite a bit of space. So I had to clear away some of the old ones. I haven't even checked my hard drive in ages, because hard drives are so big, but I guess they're still fillable. We're gonna take the Stomper Cub here. Looks like Hyena Umbra, which is playable. I don't know if it's gonna make the cut, but it's certainly playable. What's this do? I could see siding this in. I can definitely see not wanting to play against it also. It's a pretty powerful card. Well, here we'll take this guy, but not really good. He's fine in a less aggressive deck, I think. Alright, so green-white, not usually where I go, but we end up... Oh, yeah, by the way, in the mispick, I took a Wrap in Flames over Naturalize. I think this card's pretty powerful, especially when you add Z and W to the mix. A lot more X1s in the format now that are going to see play. In fact, I think it might be better than Vendetta, and it might also be worth splashing both of them. It was quite late. I think people don't realize how good this is going to be in this format. At least I think. So let's see how we build this. Hyena Umbra is an option. I think I like both these tricks. Trinity Nowhere, definitely all these guys getting in. We got some good 2-drops, that's for sure. So, just unplugged my mic. Okay, yeah, we're talking now. So the only question now is whether I want to do this double splash. I have probably one too many cards here, even though I do have the Giant and the Harrow. I probably have one too many cards in the deck if I'm going to be playing like things like Palaka-Wurm and Wildheart Invoker. Certainly fine if I don't reach 8 mana, but definitely want to have a good chance of reaching 8 mana when I'm playing this guy. I'll do a little bit more sorting here. I think the odd man out is going to be one of the pump spells, probably the Praised Vengeance. Definitely can see setting it in if I think it's going to be better in matchup. But I think I like my curve of creatures here. I don't really want to get rid of any of those. And I think all these spells here are quite powerful. It's a good suite of spells. Vendetta is nice to have. Cheap removal like that, even though it's off color. Once you find your swamp, you can, play a 5 with 6 mana. You play a 5-drop and kill their best guy, and it's pretty good. Even though you do lose some life. Survival Cache is pretty good. Most of the time, it's gain 4 life, draw 2 cards for 3 mana. At least whenever it's in your opener. I guess it's a little bit worse of a top deck when you're behind. But for the times where you're it's where you draw it in your opening hand, or when you're at parity, at least in life, not necessarily on the board. Pretty good. I think I do want to see. I think Wrap in Flames is pretty nuts. In the form of Predatory Urge is another good card. Refraction Trap doesn't need much explanation. I mean, maybe Predatory Urge is the odd man out, just because I don't have that much to put it on. Like, a 2/3 it's okay on, but a 4/3, 3/3, I mean, obviously it's ridiculous on a Palaka-Wurm, but, Okay, I think that's actually going to be the... Oh, I do have some pump spells too, though. And even on a 2/3, sometimes it just wrecks their board. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with just cutting the pump spell for now, and we'll see how Predatory Urge is. Yeah, so I think the two most likely cards to side in are the Umbra and the Praised Vengeance. If they don't have bounce, like the Umbra might be pretty good. Nature's Claim is another option if I need something for artifacts or enchantments. And I guess Light Minefield might shut down some decks altogether. So, would be worth setting in that case. So we're going to bring in Smoldering Spires. Maybe not, because I may only want to play 1 mountain. I think the Garden's in general better than the Turntimber Grove. I don't want to play too many come into play tapped. The one thing with 4 colors is I'm not going to be playing a Dread Statuary, but I think Wrap in Flames. I really do think Wrap in Flames is pretty good. So I mean, it was pretty good in just straight triple ROE, if I remember correctly. I want a few more planes. Just because all my early drops are planes here. Go down 6 forests. We have 2 green sources here, and then 1 mountain, 1 swamp. So it's how's this working? It's a mountain, a swamp, and then I have Smoldering Spires for potential red mana as well. Only 1 swamp for the Vendetta, but we've got an Undo Giant and a Harrow. I mean, Harrow finds both our splashes, potentially. This might be a bit greedy. I'm torn at which one would be better to splash, though. I think, though, the deck is good enough without both. Maybe I don't want to stretch my mana here. Like, this mana might be okay. But maybe it's not needed. Okay, I think I'm actually just gonna run the 8-6. I'm gonna go 8-7, sort of 2. I mean, the reason I think this is better is now I never have the. So it's like one. It's still only the 2 red sources for the 1 Wrath in Flames, but oops, right now it's added. Uh, but I never have these awkward, like, which land do I fetch? Do I fetch my mountain? Do I fetch my swamp? Or maybe I need a second forest to fetch. And I think our deck is aggressive enough that I don't really want the double splash here, as tempting as it is. And I do think that Wrath in Flames in this, especially in this deck where making 3 other guys unblockable and just swinging, that could be pretty powerful. Even though just killing their best guy is usually good enough, I think Wrath in Flames might actually be better. Especially when in this format it could actually kill 2 or 3 guys. So what happened here with land? We'll submit in a second. I added in an extra land here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 planes. I only wanted 7. Yeah, okay. Let's go. See round 1.